Greetings. This telly is a parts caster, so you got the body and the neck. So I went down there and built this guitar with James Collins, which is really cool. It's got my name on it, which is kind of nice. This has got a bare knuckle pickup in it, so even though it's a single coil, it's got a bit more girth to it. It's a bit brighter, whereas you hear with this, that's got that very Fendery. There's a bit of everything really, and it'll be perfect for what we're going to be covering today with the Arctic Monkeys, because they used a lot of more single coil instruments rather than humbuckers sort of in there, especially in their early career. Alex Turner, for example, of course we're talking about Arctic Monkeys, you'd have seen him. He went through a phase where in the sort of earlier years where he really dug into the guitar like this, you know, when they were a bit more angsty. I wonder if I can get this right. Let's see. That kind of thing. So, you know, he's got that kind of. Again, that's just F sharp. Shape 1, but a whole octave up. And in true Alex Turner's fashion, like I was just talking about earlier, a lot of this hand muting, a lot of muting to make sure that. And this is all the type of stuff that you learn exactly in level 7. So. Right, so I'd love to start talking a little bit about Arctic Monkeys. They're a huge band, aren't they? Are they perhaps the biggest band of the generation that they are from, along with maybe like someone like Muse? I mean, I suppose you got Coldplay and Kings of Leon and things like that. Biggest British band, perhaps? They're considered great due to a combination of factors, according to this particular article. Alex Turner has exceptional and evolving lyrical style. So, of course, Andy actually told me something pretty interesting when he was talking about bands that go on to be successful. Usually, as their sound evolves, they actually take two sort of essential parts from genres and like mash them together. Arctic Monkeys' case, it's probably punk, so. All that kind of thing, and then mixed with a bit of sort of rapping, because obviously Alex Turner's very lyrical and he kind of spits rhymes, doesn't he? So they've kind of combated two different things. So they've got high quality musicianship, consistent sonic reinvention apparently that keeps their sound fresh. Yeah, they've done that. They've changed their sound many times. Like I say, from this kind of that's Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor, but more modern Arctic Monkeys probably sounds a bit more like this. So there, I put on some delay, as you can hear, a bit more accentuated now. So I think that comes down to their production value, really. And let's look at the top 3 or 4 beginner songs. So in this particular list, I've got something which is called 505 by Arctic Monkeys. This is not a song that was ever really on my radar, but it's a massive song. It has 2.5 billion streams on Spotify, and 505 is considered one of the easiest ones for beginners. So this is just 2 chords and it repeats entirely. So a legend guitarist out there who's looking for an easy Arctic Monkeys song, 505 is definitely the one. It's just 2 chords. Open chords. That's pretty much all that song does. It's kind of mad. It's dreamy, isn't it? Very dreamy. You can see it's D minor and E minor the whole time. With a song like this, it really allows a lot of time to let your chords breathe. D minor power chord and an E minor power chord, or D minor open to E minor. Very nice, very, very dreamy. But if you get on an effect like a delay pedal, perhaps, you get this kind of sound. So that's the Boss DD3 delay that I've got. If you set the settings to knock that feedback just below 12, just below, well, yeah, 12. I've got it on the 200 milliseconds. And you get this kind of sound, which I think is quite cool. Bit of slapback delay, and I know Andy likes a good slapback delay. I'm going to probably rate that as one of the best songs ever to learn as a beginner, really. It is simply two very easy chords, and it's a good chance then to practice your bar chords. With the bar chords, as always, I think it is absolutely worth saying, and we see this comment come up many, many times, get that elbow tucked in nice and easy. And the actual barring finger is so worth remembering if you're struggling with this at all, anyone. And sometimes I do, even if your hands are tired, you're going to struggle. Remembering that the barring finger only holds down the root note, so the first note in that chord, in this case on the 5th fret of the A string, and then actually only the last note in this case. As long as you can do that, and then move it, and then the rest of the chord, may become slightly easier. Moving swiftly on. I Wanna Be Yours, a great choice for practicing slow strumming, smooth chord transitions as built on a steady and simple groove. These are the top 3 beginner Arctic Monkeys songs so far. C minor. To F. To G. To I Wanna Be Yours by Arctic Monkeys. So with a song like this, it's kind of making me think, for all the beginners out there, especially if you are looking, as Erin alluded to, if you feel like learning a song actually can sometimes hold you back, or if you feel like perhaps a song at your level isn't that exciting, in this case I think there's always room to do a bit of experimenting. So with this particular song, perfect chance here. Mess around with a bass line, bit of effect, slapback delay. That's just the 3rd fret note on the A string, 1st fret of the E, and 3rd fret of E. And you can practice this kind of it's almost like a precursor to country, that really. And where where would Arctic Monkeys have got that from? You know, that kind of, this kind of spring delay, digital delay, well, in my case a digital delay, but slap back, got that kind of thing. It's got that kind of vibe to it, doesn't it? So it's almost surf, country, everything in one. But I think and give it a nice short kind of play around with the pentatonic scale. In this case, yeah, it's a fun jam, that, to be honest. Some little ideas in there, especially from essentially this Arctic Monkeys sound that they managed to develop in the later stages. Yeah, established this sort of golden age kind of sound where Alex Turner started to look like Elvis and sound like the Beatles. I think it's just a nice opportunity to point out like what you can do in the middle of songs when you're trying to learn a song. This is very bar chord heavy, of course. Capo 3rd fret. Could give that a go. That turns C minor into capo 3rd fret, A minor, to D minor, to E minor. And nothing much has changed sonically there, I would go as far to say. My own addition for the top 3 in this particular case of really the 3 easiest Arctic Monkeys songs you can possibly learn, which I think are entirely worth learning. And this one's Don't Sit Down 'Cause I'll Move Your Chair. Gives us a chance to mess with, I think, some drop D. So the Fender, it is a crucial part of this sound. Just reacting to you guys in the comments. For me, listen to this intro for this particular song. I think you can really distinctly tell that's a single coil guitar. It's actually a little bit cleaner than how I've got it set. the reason why I can tell is because it sounds a bit thinner, if you might observe. And I think it's quite a good skill to be able to sort of identify the tone of the guitar, and just as is a general experience, just to sort of put you in the right place. Sometimes stylistically, because sometimes the guitar can be an indicator of what style you're playing in. Sometimes. Take that with a pinch of salt, but yeah, you can distinctly tell that's definitely a Fender instrument. I would have said. And that riff is 0-0-2-0, and then 3-2-1-0. So we call that chromaticism, don't we? And it took me a second to tune my ear into that. And the reason why that is because I think chromaticism can really catch us out sometimes. So if you're trying to work something out by ear, sometimes you might find if you're struggling to pin it down, something like the bass line to Jungle Boogie, which is a fun one to learn on guitar. There's so much lots of chromaticism. It can be a bit of a task, so something a bit simpler like this. Really adds to the mood, and this is your opportunity to do a drop D riff. So for beginners, get into drop D by simply, for me, the way I do it, and I think it's a really good way of doing it, other than using a tuner, of course, I play my D string first, my open D string, and then I play the E at the same time, well, one after the other, and then I start to detune until I get to that point where if you go slightly under, work your way back up. And to me, it's sort of like, it's like when the wavelengths start to sort of go at the same time, it's sort of a sensory thing, isn't it? And with the drop D, you can do one finger riffs. Play a D chord in all its glory, because obviously you've tuned your top string down to D. It's a very nice option actually for a drop D riff, because you might think more like Rage Against the Machine. They're quite good drop D options. Slither by Velvet Revolver is also a good one, but this is a good one. How do you get back to that to the tuning? I usually put my finger on the 7th fret of the A string, play them together, and just quickly tune up. Kind of the same method. Final one in this list that I think is worth checking out then, if you don't know a lot about Arctic Monkeys, is they've got a song called Why Do You Only Call Me When You're High, from their insanely popular album. It's had contributions from Josh Homme, who is in Queens of the Stone Age. It draws inspiration from indie rock, psychedelic rock, blues rock, desert rock, definitely. I think the desert rock thing can definitely be characterized by this kind of... I think that's where the Americana country element comes in. That's quite a lot. But yeah, a bit of tremolo as well. So you get that kind of... So tremolo, lots of spring reverb and delay is really how you get that Arctic Monkeys kind of sound. Lots of sharp staccato picking. That's how you get the delay to come out, which is a very, just makes it sound more pronounced, and then you can really hear it. Enemy ranked AM 449 in their list of the 500 greatest albums of all time, after it only being out for a month, which is pretty insane. So it's a hugely popular album and something to think about. Let's see what we think to this one. I know this one quite well just from a general song point of view, but it's in F sharp. It's a good one because it's basically mostly the F sharp minus pentatonic shape 1. So that's being fret 2 on the E string, going to 5, 2, then 4, 2, then 4. And if you just focus on that lower octave, there's many riffs in that lower octave that Arctic Monkeys have managed to churn out. But the only extra note here is the 5th fret on the A string, so everything's the same. Which just makes it a bit more F minor, really. It's 2, 4, 5, 5, 2, 4, 2, 0, 2, like that. And it's kind of nice to get that little slap. So if you are looking for any sort of single note riffs just to learn in that kind of sort of vaguely, well, not vaguely, it's very much in the shape 1 thing, because we did talk about shape 1 last week, and you can really then play around with that as much as you want. You could make your own riffs so easily, you know. There we are. There's an Arctic Monkeys riff. They could have used that. Just the exact same formula. It becomes quite formulaic using that scale, especially in the F sharp position. We're gonna go very far away from the dreaminess of that kind of initial sound. We've got to look at the first album just briefly to finish this off. Here's another great one though. Yeah, this one's Fake Tales of San Francisco. Yeah, so you might have heard that one. Have you heard Fake Tales of San Francisco? That's from their first album. So there's obviously many similarities. I think we can definitely agree, probably generally across the board, that they have maintained actually a large element of their sound through single note riffs and lyrical content. But yeah. But this one's 2, open on the D, back to 2, and then open on the D, second on the D, back to open on the D. So this is kind of a nice one in that kind of... You know, that kind of open position, kind of area, just to learn some guitar parts and focus on some picking. Very nice layers. Yes, very good. Just an option there, and it sounds very good with those layers. And just to see how those layers kind of work as well, that's a 7th fret on the high E and B, well, the B and the E. Just barring across one finger, and it's two strums, and then just one on there. Pretty good band to get into, I think, if you are just looking for... They're actually more guitar-y than I realised they are. Because some of the more modern stuff, more newer stuff, I'm not a super big fan of. It goes very dreamy, though, Heather, some of the more sort of recent stuff. Maybe Arctic Monkeys for the next Bond theme. That would probably work, wouldn't it? We'll see. Here are some of the pedals that I've been using for today, just for your information, should you have been wondering. This was the tremolo effect I've been using. That's how you get that kind of sound. That's the rate going just sort of above max. And then the depth actually quite a bit down, and then the wave going towards the left of that image. You get that kind of sound, very nice. Recommend that particular pedal, if you're not super keen on purchasing expensive pedals, because it's only sort of like 20 quid. Here's the sort of spring reverb sound. Which is very, very drenched. But yeah, just a couple of nice pedals there, not too expensive. TC Electronic and...